But we do begin with a search for suspects in yesterday's deadly shooting at a block party in Maryland. At least 2 people were killed and more than 24 others were injured. More than half are under the age of 18. Police say they're looking for at least 2 suspects, but have not ruled out there being additional shooters. The city's mayor asked the town to help officials in bringing everyone involved to justice.
We won't stop until we find those responsible and hold them accountable. We won't. With that said, we need the help of our residents and anyone that knows anything to come forward and say something so that we can bring those who are recklessly carrying out acts of violence like this to justice.
CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane joins us now live from Baltimore. And Scott, where are police's investigation? Where does it stand right now in this shooting?
2 nights later, there is still a manhunt, and they are quite certain at this point that there are at least 2 shooters and at least 3 firearms used. They're talking to victims still, and they acknowledge they're just beginning to go through all the video images that were shared late Saturday night and early Sunday morning. The police acknowledged they were caught flat-footed about this event at all. This is a community block party cookout. It's an annual thing, but the date keeps changing, and police acknowledged they didn't recognize this event was happening on this night until it was too late. There were hundreds of people, so many of them kids. And Nancy, so many of the wounded are kids, as young as 13 years old, and we're told 4 of the victims were sent to a pediatric emergency room.
Given that this happened at a neighborhood block party, how are residents in that neighborhood, how are they reacting to this?
Well, there is this mix of shock and fear, not only shocked by the enormity of this, 30 people struck in a sea of bullets, but there's also this growing concern about the prospect, if not the likelihood, of some form of retaliation. The acting police commissioner says when you have 30 people shot, it raises the risk somebody's going to try to get revenge on someone. But that's a secondary issue at this moment. They are trying to find the shooters right now, and they've ratcheted up the reward offered for information leading to arrests. It was $8,000 when this day began. As the night began, it was raised to $28,000. The mayor says somebody knows something about the people responsible for this and is leaning on them, trying to apply some pressure to get them to talk.
Given that police are still searching for those suspects, are there safety concerns with the holiday tomorrow and other community gatherings that may be happening in the days and weeks to come?
Oh, yeah, there are safety concerns, but the mayor today, in front of the cameras, encouraged people to go out, do their celebrations, enjoy their holiday with family, and to tour and travel through this city. And he acknowledges this latent concern, if not growing concern, about the prospect of a revenge shooting, somebody pulling the trigger to make some type of form of revenge for what happened here late Saturday night and early Sunday morning. The mayor also says, and it's worth underscoring this, Nancy, the homicide rate is down in Baltimore from last year, and too much attention, he says, is paid to shootings and not enough to the good that's being done in the community, the education, the work with youth, but it's hard to avoid the enormity of this moment. A shooting of 30 people has captured the nation's attention, and he would say it's giving his city a black eye at this moment.
Scott MacFarlane, thank you.